Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I have a couple random tasks that I want to get done today, including plant this package that I just received in the mail. In here are 8 Cascade hops rhizomes that I'm going to be planting in my back garden up the posts around my raised beds. So last year I went to my friend Claudia's house up in Oregon, just outside of Portland, and she had raised beds in her back garden. She had black posts with beautiful, beautiful lights hanging on them, and then she had hops growing up the posts. So I say I was completely inspired by Claudia, and I am completely copying her, and she knows it. She's good with it. So I wanted to buy hops just like she did. I thought that that would be such a fun thing to grow up the posts, because hops can get up to 20 feet tall in a season, which is absolutely crazy. And we have a lot of breweries around here, and I actually, I can see hops growing on the side of the freeway and stuff like that. So I know they're going to do great. So I just ordered these hops off of Amazon. They were from a place that's not too far from me in Merced, California. I think they're called Hip Hops or something like that. And I ordered a specific variety called Cascade that is apparently supposed to be really good for hot climates like myself and Merced. I have the same climate as Merced, pretty much. So I'm going to be planting these today. I do want to warn you, hops are pretty intense. I've heard them compared to mint. I think that that is a bit of an exaggeration, but if you don't have something for them to climb up and they kind of lay on the ground, they can be pretty invasive and get everywhere. And I know the rhizomes can grow and kind of pop out a little bit everywhere. So if you're going to plant hops, just understand the consequences. I am prepared for the consequences, but I just want to make sure that I said that in the video before I started planting them. So the recommendations were to soak the hops for a couple hours before you plant them. I just got these in the mail and they were delivered from Merced. So the paper towel is actually still moist. So I'm not too worried about it, but I am going to soak them for about an hour in the bucket while I do a couple other things. But I wanted to unwrap them and show you. There we go. So that's a hops rhizome, and these are apparently female rhizomes, which means they're going to produce that beautiful hops flower. And the males, they just produce the pollen that pollinates these flowers, but these are the ones that are commercially produced and used for beer making. Jason and I are not beer fans, so we're not going to be making any beer from these hops. My dad is a huge beer fan, so maybe he can do it. But I'm more going to do it just for the beauty of it and for the fact that it'll grow up the posts in my backyard. Oh, these look good. These already have growth points on them. Very exciting. So what you do is you just dig a hole about 3 to 5 inches deep, and then you lay these horizontally, kind of like you lay peonies. I'm trying to think what else. Maybe dahlias. You lay them horizontally, and then they'll start growing from there, and they'll start growing pretty quickly. So anyways, I have 8 of these. I am going to be soaking for about an hour, and in the meantime, I am going to be planting some strawberries. Those are not toys. No. So while my hops are soaking for about an hour, I'm going to come and I'm going to plant my strawberries that I actually just got 2 6-packs from the garden center. I'm going to plant them right here in my Vigo raised beds. This is my Vigo bed area. They're the extra tall beds and they're in the color olive green. And I also got the arches to connect the two. And you guys, I love this area. And the thing that changed this entire area is the free wood chips that I got from getchipdrop.com. So Vigo beds are open on the bottom, and they're normally recommended to put on grass or soil or something like that. Well, we didn't really have a good place to put Vigo beds other than right here, which has this concrete pad right here. So I lined my Vigo beds with landscape fabric just to keep the soil in, and it did. It kept the soil in really well, except for they drained out and they stained the concrete pad that was here, and I hated it. I thought it looked terrible. So I was thinking I wanted to put gravel over it, but of course gravel costs money, and we didn't really have a border to keep the gravel in. And so Jason and I thought, just for a cheap, just easy, quick solution to that problem, we would just use arborist wood chips, free wood chips, to cover the concrete pad. And we put a little bit of hardware cloth over the drain that we have right there in the middle, and it is beautiful. I actually really, really love it. And I think I love it more than I would love gravel because it kind of connects to the garden in the back. I'm just super, super happy with it. So that has completely changed this area over here. The other thing that completely changed this area is the beautiful ranunculus that I have, specifically this one right now. Isn't that just beautiful? So last fall, I invested in what I call fancy ranunculus. And you can get ranunculus, you can get it like at Costco. You can get the corms in bags at Costco. You can get it, you know, at like the hardware stores like Home Depot and stuff like that. But I had heard through the grapevine from flower farmers, and I had read blogs, that if you buy really good ranunculus corms, you get really good ranunculus blooms. So I wanted to try it this year, and I looked into it, and I found out that ranunculus corms usually come from 3 different areas of the world, from Italy, from France, and from Japan. So this is my Italian bed right here, and this is my French bed of ranunculus, and then I do have some Japanese butterfly ranunculus on the corner over there. You can see that my French ranunculus are blooming so much sooner than my Italian. Look at this. Is this not incredible? This is an Amandine series, and it's called Bonbon XL. Like, this is just the most beautiful flower. Look at this compared to the size of my hand. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And they're really, really tall too. Now this one here, this is a labelle, and this is supposed to be violet. I'm kind of disappointed in this one. It's pretty, I mean, there's still some buds left, but this one bloomed pretty early, and it's definitely not the violet color that it looked like on the website, just so you guys know. This one maybe is a little bit more violet, but man, the Bonbon XL is absolutely beautiful. Then we have the Poodle Ramilia right here, which is really fun. Over here, we have Hanoi, which is a clone series, and these are tissue cultured. So they're supposed to be absolutely identical to the mother plant. However, these are not blooming yet. And then finally over here, we have the most interesting kind. These are butterfly ranunculus, and they have less petals, but the petals are coated with a little waxy sheen to them, which makes them like shine in the sun. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. It's so beautiful. It's really, really interesting. It's definitely a different look as compared to the more classic ranunculus, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So I am having so much fun with my ranunculus this year, kind of looking to see how it does. But I do have this little space right here that I was growing some lettuce. And so in this spot, I am planning to plant my strawberries. I was at the garden center and I saw these, and these are the Seascape variety of strawberries. And if you've never grown Seascape strawberries, I recommend growing Seascape strawberries because they are so incredibly delicious. I am just obsessed with them. There was literally only 2 6-packs left. I don't know if they just didn't bring a lot in or if people grabbed them as soon as they saw them. But as soon as I saw them, I grabbed them, and I kind of wish I got a little bit more. So I'm going to plant these right here today. I think that they'll be perfectly happy right there. And then while the rest of my ranunculus is growing, I can have the strawberries come and follow up behind it. I do have one more Seascape strawberry over here, just a random one. Oh, looks like I have a strawberry coming right there. Oh, I have 2 strawberries coming. Oh my gosh. Do you see? This is why I love Seascape so much, and I'm not even taking care of this plant at all. I might transplant this one over to the other side. Anyway, I planted this last year, and it was absolutely wonderful. It did get covered with some Ipomoea that I had planted in this garden bed, so it didn't produce as well. But I think with a little bit more sun, obviously, it's going to be really happy. I had 3 extra, so I'm going to plant them over here in this bed. Just because how fantastic will that be if we have lots and lots of strawberries this year? Particularly Seascape. Okay, well, that only took 20 minutes, and I wanted the hops to soak for an hour, at least an hour. So I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go on a weed hunt. I have this bucket. I wanna fill this bucket up with weeds. I have this little tool that one of you sent me that's very, very helpful for weeding. Sadly, I think I'm gonna be able to do it because I have that many weeds growing in my garden. It's just that time of year. So let's get hunting. Okay, so I would say that's a successful hunt. That was about 45 minutes worth of weeding, and I wasn't even doing the intensely weedy areas, so pretty good. We've been having so many hummingbirds lately. I counted 6 on the hummingbird feeder last night. Is that 2 or 3? I think that's 2. The more I look, the more I see weeds now that I've been on a weed hunt. Ugh. Just that time of year, I guess. I love this time of year, and so do the weeds. Oh well, I'll go on a weed hunt tomorrow, another one. Right now, I am going to be planting these, what do you call them, rhizomes, I think. I'm gonna assume rhizomes. So they've been soaking a little over an hour. I think they look good. I'm gonna be planting them at the base of I have 8 of them. So I'm gonna be planting them in the front 4 posts, inside the raised beds, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the back 4 posts. And so that way it's going to kind of encapsulate, I guess that's probably not the right word, but you know what I'm saying, the whole planting beds with foliage. I think it'll look really pretty. Enclose, you know what I'm saying. Wrap the whole area with foliage. That's what I want. Okay, get ready for a zoom in. What is that? Is it a hawk? It's a massive hawk if it's a hawk. Are you a hawk? I can't tell. It looks like a hawk. That is why we can't let our chickens run around and our bunnies run around. Okay, and I am all done. That was pretty easy. That was my main goal today, and I got my main goal accomplished, was planting those hops. So they actually sent me 9. I ordered 8, and I planted one extra one right there just because I didn't know where else to plant it. So we will see how they do. I think they should be pretty happy here because it's really nice soil. It's going to get lots of water, lots of heat. I think that they're going to be super happy. So I'll keep you all updated with those. I do have to hook them up to drip. I just hand watered them in right now, but I'm happy because getting them in the ground was my priority for the day since I got them in the mail yesterday evening. And then I went on a weed hunt and I planted strawberries. So all in all, a good day. I am headed over to the chicken coop to see if I can get my new chickens to eat out of my hand. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.